What's up everybody, D-Man back. Welcome to a brand new video, and today we're going to be doing another Godzilla news and updates. So I know you guys have been really wanting another one of these. I've really wanted to do another one of these too. It's been weird not doing Godzilla discussion videos because I've really wanted to, but I just don't have the time. So hey, we'll jump back into it. For those of you who are new around here, I know a lot of you guys are, I have chapter times in the description below so you can skip to whichever story you are here to see. If you want to see it all, just stick around for the whole thing. Also, yeah, I did change up the background a little bit. I may have to lower that poster right there, that Kong Skull Island poster. I've been meaning to replace that Godzilla 2014 poster for a while because I've just had it up for so long. But I was finally able to hang up. This one's not new. That's just from 2014. The other posters that were here are now on the wall right there, so off camera. But I hung up my Maxson poster and that, if you guys remember, Shin Godzilla poster that Funimation sent me for promoting Shin Godzilla so much back in 2016. I think they sent it to me in mid to late 2017. That's when they sent it to me, which is just awesome. You know, I'm so thankful to both Maxson and Funimation's from back in the day when they hooked me up. So that's really cool. All right, what do we got here? It's not really a news story for Godzilla 2, but I really want to thank you guys for 40,000 subscribers, especially a big thank you to Godzilla 154. He helps me out a lot. He's been making some funny moments montages from my live streams for me, which I really appreciate. Yeah, he's been helping me out a lot lately. I really appreciate it. He was like the first person to congratulate me on Twitter, so there you go. It's linked down below if you want to check it out, I guess. All right, now let's talk about some Godzilla stuff, okay? So I really don't want to do a lot of art showcases at the start of news updates anymore, but at a certain point, it's like there's so much good art in the community. I kind of have to put it in here because I don't have enough time to just make its own videos at the moment, so here's a whole bunch of really cool art that I wanted to show off. Starting off, we have an awesome picture of Ghidorah that comes to us from, Korogachii. I believe that's how you say the name. It's an awesome picture, very cartoonish, I like it. We have one from Kevin Chapman. It's his Mothra hanging out in New York on the Empire State Building. That's a really cool one. This guy's actually got a lot of great art. Go check out his account down below. It's really cool. Sadly, this one's uncredited. I don't know who made this piece, but it features all three new modern generation Godzillas: Shin Godzilla, Godzilla Earth, and Godzilla 2019. Very cool. There's also an awesome King of the Monsters picture floating around. This one was done by, I'll try and say it, Wizaikuza, something like that. I definitely made up that pronunciation. I like that one a lot just because it features all the monsters, which is cool. A lot of these only feature one, which is not bad, but I like this one because it features them all together, which is nice. We have Jason Casper's Godzilla King of the Monsters and Godzilla vs. Kong art. His Godzilla King of the Monsters art is based off the final shot from the Godzilla King of the Monsters trailer. Very cool. This one you can actually see Godzilla a little more than you even can in the trailer, so that's nice. And his Godzilla vs. Kong art is really sweet. I was gonna save that for a separate video just for Godzilla vs. Kong, but you know, I don't know when I'm gonna get time to do another Godzilla vs. Kong video, so I threw it in here. We have Benji Chappell's Godzilla 2 art as well. This one blew up quite a bit. I actually saw this one reposted all over the place. It's very stylized. You know, it's like the queen of the monsters, I guess you could call it. You got Millie Bobby Brown there, the queen of the monsters. Very cutesy. I don't think Rodan's actually gonna be on this team though in the movie. I feel like Rodan might be something of a chaotic neutral. He probably won't be good or evil. That's just my feelings based off the trailer. I mean, you got Godzilla, who looks like he's a good guy, Mothra, who's always a good guy. Rodan, though, he's destroying quite a bit in this movie, so I think he's going to be something of a middle ground. That doesn't detract from the art, though. It's still amazing art. All right, next up, this one is from Kibaliba. I have no idea how to say that name. It's some really, really amazing art. This was just blowing up in the community. I saw this all over Instagram, all over Twitter. It features all of the new, I guess we're calling them Titans now. You know, you got Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah. All of them have these nice halos over their head. They're all very stylized pieces. This, like I said, this is blown up. You've probably seen this before. We also have GNA's Godzilla art. I've said it from the beginning, like GNA is just amazing. I think he might be my favorite Godzilla artist. No offense to any Godzilla artists. GNA's though, it's just every single one of his, I'm like, I want that as a painting on my wall. It's amazing. You have GNA's Ghidorah just with the wings spread out. You have the plane flying towards him. You have Godzilla standing over the submarine. Mothra, it's a very cool Mothra one. This one's a little bit different than the other ones. The other ones are like screenshots from the trailer, but this one's kind of like a mashup of Millie Bobby Brown, Madison Russell going to touch Mothra's head along with the wing in the background. And then you have a really cool one of Rodan hatching from the volcano, which is beautiful imagery on its own, even in the trailer, and now seeing it here, all of these together, it's just, you know, it's gorgeous. This sucks because there's like no way to pronounce this name, but I'll spell it out for you. This one comes from, this is a Godzilla King of the Monsters fan poster that comes to us from ZIYCEPSREWUFBH9. Really cool. I like it. All right, let's talk about some news. There was some Angurius leaks that were floating around on the internet. I suppose a lot of people fell for this one, but I didn't even hear about it until it was already a myth busted. I guess what happened was that someone put out a picture that looked like Legendary's Twitter account had posted something saying a certain Ankylosaurus is joining Godzilla in Legendary's hashtag MonsterVerse. First of all, what? Why? Why would they say that on Twitter? That doesn't make any sense, right? It's like, I know a lot of Godzilla fans are like hyped up, they want to see their favorite monsters return, and I totally understand that, but it doesn't make sense. First of all, from a narrative perspective, why are we going to suddenly throw more monsters into these movies? Sure, for a cameo somewhere along the line in Godzilla King of the Monsters, it'd be cool to be like, hey look, that's Angurius in a 5-second Destroy All Monsters-esque flash clip. But you don't get anything from that, right? We're not sitting here talking about, oh my god, in Destroy All Monsters, Varan, he stole the show. No, he didn't. He flew past the screen in one shot. It's like, I get it. You want to see your favorite monsters return, but from a narrative perspective, we don't have enough time to introduce them. Godzilla King of the Monsters is already going to be a cramped movie as it is. That's not me saying I'm against it. That's me just stating a fact. They have to do a lot. They have to introduce a lot already, so don't give them more monsters to work with, because that's just going to be too much to handle. Don't then turn around and say, well, Godzilla vs. Kong, because what, is Angurius supposed to be the one that BVS's the fight into a big doomsday battle where Godzilla and Kong are buddies? Angurius? No. It doesn't make sense from a narrative perspective for Angurius to show up, and why would they announce it on Twitter like this? The picture is not of anything, it's just the Legendary logo. Why would they announce it on Twitter like this? It just, that first of all, should have told everyone who saw this floating around, no, it's not real. Gamuru Island did a great job debunking all this. They pointed out how the line spacing between the account and the tweet is not correct. They really went way more in depth with that than I did. The period symbol between the account name and the date is placed incorrectly. Once again, they went totally in depth with this. Then they said the spacing between the actual tweet message and image used is too wide, so that's incorrect. Legendary does not have the rights to Angurius, otherwise they would have officially announced it before now. Gamuru Island debunked this one. It was a photoshopped image that someone made, and it was floating around and freaking everyone out. But again, I just go back to, if you see information about a monster showing up in the MonsterVerse, don't get excited for it, because from a narrative perspective, it doesn't make sense for us to be getting one. Unless, again, it's literally going to be a Destroy All Monsters style cameo where it's like, whoa, look, that monster looked like Angurius, but I guess we'll have to wait for the DVD to come out because that was a 3-second clip and there's no way to tell. So don't get too hyped for it. Z93's Morning After did an interview with Mr. Monster Maxson, Alan Maxson, who plays King Ghidorah's right head in Godzilla King of the Monsters. This is a fun, short interview. It's only like 7 or 8 minutes long. I definitely recommend checking it out. They talk a lot about Alan Maxson's early career, where he went to college. A lot of cool stuff that Alan Maxson and I didn't get into in our interview. It's pretty funny to watch this, keep in mind, because this is a very professional interview, and comparing it to my interview, no. Theirs is a very professional interview. I was not. So it's fun to watch an actual professional interview someone. I think they're part of a radio show. I'd assume Z93's Morning After is a radio show. So it's cool. It's fun to listen to. I definitely recommend going and checking it out. We don't learn any new secret details from Godzilla King of the Monsters, but it's still fun. The MonsterVerse directors united in a picture posted on Twitter and Instagram by Jordan Vogt Roberts. It would appear that they're all hanging out together. They all look like buddies, except for Gareth Edwards just looks kind of sad. I know Gareth Edwards and Jordan Vogt Roberts are friends. They went to Vietnam together, but I don't know, man. Gareth Edwards just looks depressed in this picture. Cool to see, though. I really like the idea that they're all hanging out together and hopefully discussing the MonsterVerse. Hopefully Michael Dougherty and Adam Wingard are like talking about, hey, what direction should we take this in with those guys, because they've already done MonsterVerse movies that, in my opinion, are fantastic. So it's like, get pointers from people who are great. Not that Michael Dougherty and Adam Wingard are incompetent or anything like that. Not that they need their hand held, but it's always good to have reassurance and have someone to bounce your ideas off of. So I like the idea that hopefully maybe they're collaborating a little bit, not like these are all guys directing one movie together, because that's insane. It'd be cool to think that maybe they're talking things through with one another about, hey, wouldn't it be cool if something like that. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe they're just hanging out and they're like, nope, we have a ground rule, don't talk about Godzilla, and that's just it. But I like to think that they are discussing the future of the franchise so that we can get an awesome MonsterVerse. This one's funny. I saw a lot of people talking about this. They were reposting the Screen Rant article. Alright, it's not news. Screen Rant posted an article about how the new Godzilla King of the Monsters confirms Kong Skull Island's Hollow Earth theory. Yep, and you know what else confirms Kong Skull Island's Hollow Earth theory? Kong Skull Island. It's literally a plot point that the Hollow Earth is a Hollow Earth.
Hey Randy, you're not gonna believe this. The bedrock is practically hollow.
So I don't know why this is something that like King of the Monsters confirmed, but hey, what do I know? I guess I was the only one who paid attention to that scene in Kong Skull Island. Yeah, the Hollow Earth has been something that we've seen in Godzilla 2014. Guess where the Mutos were? They were in a cocoon in Godzilla bones in a big portion of hollowed out Earth. Godzilla hid under the ocean. Maybe in Hollow Earth? We don't really know. I think he's probably hanging out in that temple that we saw in the Godzilla 2 trailer, but could be in a Hollow Earth area. Skull Island, though, like straight up, it's a plot point that the island underneath is hollow. It's a literally brought up, stated line in the movie. They're like, whoa, our Hollow Earth theory is real. Guess who shows up immediately afterward? The Skullcrawlers and Kong, because you know what? It's a real thing. The Hollow Earth theory is legit. It's not a big revelation that the Godzilla King of the Monsters confirmed. So you could say, all right, how did King of the Monsters confirm it? Well, it hardly did. The trailer, if you're gonna go off the movie the info from the movie, you could say, I guess because Rodan lived in a volcano, which is like inside of a hollowed out area of Earth. But really, their evidence is even more flimsy than that. It's the Godzilla Monarch website features Godzilla swimming around, and sometimes Godzilla goes offline. Yep, yeah, he does. He does do that. Their reasoning is he's entering pockets of hollowed out Earth. They don't really have any evidence to support that other than maybe he's in the Marianas Trench or something like that. I didn't really read through the whole article because it just seems like it's stating the obvious to me. I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of bagging on Screen Rant here. I don't really want to. I'm not like, hey, I hate you guys, because I don't have a problem with Screen Rant. I just think it's kind of weird that it's like, Godzilla 2 did this. It feels a little clickbait to me to say that Godzilla 2 confirmed this when we already know that it was confirmed from Kong Skull Island. And the headline is even more clickbait because it says confirms this Kong Skull Island theory. So it doesn't tell you what theory it is to begin with. You click on the article, you see it's the Hollow Earth theory, and you're like, oh yeah, well obviously, I watched Kong Skull Island. Alright, this is probably the one that a lot of you guys skip to because this is kind of the big story. Godzilla King of the Monsters will have a prequel graphic novel that will come out on April 16th, written by, I don't know how to say this name, I'll give it a shot, Arvid Nelson, the author of Skull Island Birth of Kong. I just picked up the full volume Skull Island Birth of Kong. I originally owned issues 1, 2, and 3, but my comic shop stopped buying them for some reason, so I never got issue 4. I got the whole thing now, so I've checked it out. It's good. I like it a lot. It's a very fascinating one, way better than Godzilla Awakening, but shorter. I think it's shorter. Alright, so these crossover comics or prequel comics, they're maybe sort of kind of canon. We know that Godzilla Awakening destroys the canon set up by Godzilla 2014, so it can't really be considered canon. There's too many continuity errors if it is. How is Serizawa as young as he is in Godzilla 2014 if he was born when they say he was born in the Godzilla Awakening? Monarch has been around longer than we thought. It kind of just messes things up. It makes things dirty. It also says that the beginning of Godzilla 2014, Godzilla swimming up on the island getting blown up, something that's featured in the novelization. It's not really what's happening. They're blowing up some other monster that Godzilla's following, something called like Shimura or something. I don't remember. It's a bad comic. It doesn't make any sense either. It's horribly written. Most fans don't consider that canon, and it's not really canon because it breaks continuity. The Skull Island Birth of Kong, however, is 100% official canon because it's featured on the Monarch timeline. The voyage back to Skull Island is featured on the Monarch website, meaning we know for a fact now that it is, in fact, all part of one story, you know, that is in the Godzilla MonsterVerse timeline. So this one will probably be canon, however, there's nothing to say that it will. It's a prequel graphic novel, sure, but that doesn't 100% confirm it's going to be canon to the movie. I'm pretty excited for it. I really liked Skull Island Birth of Kong. I hope we can have an artist, Matt Frank, make it be Matt Frank. I hope we can have a good artist come over and take over this comic series. Not that the other artist didn't do a good job. I thought the art in Awakening was alright, and I thought the art in Skull Island Birth of Kong was pretty good. So I would like to see some good art, a good story, and sure, you know, it doesn't have to be anything amazing. It probably won't be directly referenced in King of the Monsters, the movie, but I'm interested to see it. I'm excited for it for sure. April 16th, mark it on your calendars. It's already on Amazon, I believe is where people are finding the link. It's already on Amazon, so you can go to Amazon, check it out, maybe pre-order it if the pre-orders are open. I definitely haven't been to Amazon to check. I've just read the articles about it on like Gomorrah Island, but I'll definitely be checking it out soon. My last two little things aren't news. You know, that's my version of fan girling. Mr. Sunday Movies made a Godzilla MonsterVerse video, and if you guys have followed my MonsterVerse news videos, you know I have a problem with, I guess we could call them normies for Godzilla fans. You know, that sounds so stupid, but you know how there's always like those meme guys that are like, the normies are ruining the memes. Well, that's pretty much how I am with Godzilla. I'm like, wow, you're making all these mainstream YouTube, comic book YouTube channels making these Godzilla trailer breakdowns, and they're horrible. They're just like, wow, look at this. If you look in this shot, you see Rodan. It's like, yeah, he's emerging from a volcano. I see him with my two eyes. I didn't miss that. They don't do any Easter eggs. They don't break down the trailer how a reasonable person would, or a Godzilla fan, I should say. But no, Mr. Sunday Movies blew me away, man. He is able to make videos, and I love Mr. Sunday Movies. He's able to make videos on things like the MonsterVerse and be like, hey, listen, I think it's great. I like this stuff. I'm not a big fan of Godzilla. I don't like Godzilla. I don't like Kong. He admits that he's not a fan of this stuff. He doesn't pretend that he's a fan. He just says, I like the MonsterVerse. I think it's good. That's all I need. All I need is some honesty, and he doesn't actually get any facts wrong. He does make one mistake, one fatal mistake in his All Monsters in the MonsterVerse video, and that is, first of all, Godzilla's a male. I just want to set the record straight on that one. In most continuities. Otherwise, he's undefined. Second of all, they're called skull crawlers, not skull walkers. That's a big deal, alright? Don't ever call them skull walkers again. I know he's not watching this video, but he saw my tweet about it and he liked it, so yeah, that's really what it was. I saved this link because I was like, hey, Mr. Sunday Movies liked my tweet, and I thought that was cool. I told you I was fangirling about it. The other thing that I was fangirling about is, I don't know why he liked it, but Michael Dougherty, official Twitter, you know, the director of Godzilla 2, for whatever reason, liked my tweet, which was, I posted on Twitter the final line of chapter 1 of the book I'm writing, which is Prayers for Peace. It's a Godzilla story. It's my version of Godzilla. It's my take on it. And I posted the last line of chapter 1 on Twitter, and he liked it. So I like to think that he's unofficially approving of my book. I don't know. It's really cool. Really, the reason that's cool is because it's great to see that they're interacting with the community, specifically him. It's great to see that someone like Michael Dougherty interacts with the Godzilla community. He's not just separated from it. He actually cares about it. So just the fact that he liked my tweet, he didn't comment, he didn't say anything, he doesn't follow me, just the fact that he came across it shows that he's actively searching out Godzilla stuff, which makes me happy. I strongly believe the movie is in good hands. Alright, thank you guys all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. I might just do, hopefully, if I can manage, weekly Godzilla videos, news videos, where I just cover everything that I've missed from that week, rather than trying to cover it all when it comes out. I have a little bit of catch up to do, but hopefully I can pull it off. See you guys for the next one. Hope you enjoyed. D-Man, out.